Chapter 3. There's always a sacrifice to be made. Ronan cautiously drew his crimson braid while Patricus got ready to open fire in his mech suit. Suddenly, Kara swung her arm heavily towards them. Because Ronan couldn't avoid the shot, neither could Peter. They both jumped onto her palm and sprinted up towards her head. As they were doing so, her limbs shook as a result of Patricus drilling into Kara's chest. Once he was inside, he would explode the mech and old Betty would go along with it. When Ronan reached the top of her head, he swung himself down inside her mouth and began to fall down her esophagus. He was blocked about halfway down and found himself inside the cockpit of Patricus's mech. Ronan realized something stupid that Patricus had done. He built the self-destruct button into the mech. He would have to die as well as Kara if he wanted to win. And he did want to win. But then he remembered. I am the samurai, the savior, the chosen one. With that courage now inside him, he took a deep breath and slammed the button. Boom! Betty let out one last roar of agony while the human side of the crowd cheered almost as loud as Kara. Ronan's eyelids heavily closed as the mech rapidly fell towards the ground. Hey, Pat, where's Ronan? Asked Peter nervously. I think we all know the answer to that one, replied Patricus sadly. He's long gone. After a long trip home, 2 weeks, Peter and Patricus continued construction. A few days later, the town was looking pretty good. It was built inside the ribs of the kaiju that they first encountered. Patricus and Peter didn't mourn for Ronan, as they had much work to do. The arena in which they fought Karakabua was being built into a museum with skeletons of the kaijus and aliens that helped and tried to destroy Peter and Patrick and Ronan. As well as this, in the city, they were constructing a building for Ronan with a statue of him outside. He was gone, but not by any means forgotten. More and more houses and buildings were being complete, and they were making good progress getting people temporary houses before their permanent ones were finished. But there was one downside: kaiju attacks. Every once in a while, a kaiju would come and attack, smash a dozen houses, and then eventually be defeated. This meant that they would have to rebuild all of the smashed houses and operate on any people injured in the attack. Although most of the houses they built were new, some houses after completion didn't look as nice and were not destroyed but just left there to rot away and get built on top of. Are the plans going well? Asked Patricus. Yes, sir. Ronan's body is safe, though it's worth a lot of money. Someone may try to steal it.